Hello from a Wednesday edition of The Lunch, adorned as always in gold and blue. And if you're a fan of an unbeaten team in the Big 12 Conference, you probably didn't agree with the college football playoff rankings that debuted last night. Baylor, unbeaten, unchallenged, and outscoring its opposition by roughly a gazillion points each week, was slotted down at number 6. And fellow unbeaten TCU, the Frogs were ranked only 8th. Meanwhile, the 8-0 Oklahoma State Cowboys debuted even a few spots further down the list. Amid all this uproar of not one, but two one-loss teams being ranked ahead of Baylor, the voice of reason says, hey, chill. The upcoming month will give the Big 12's best teams a chance to climb into top 4 position. But even as we understand that this is the first in a series of rankings that will change week to week, we also must understand what this set of rankings indicates. Namely, that unless some bizarre stuff goes down during this final month, a one-loss Big 12 champion could have zero chance of cracking the playoff field. No other Power 5 league appears to be that hamstrung. Now, in the case of Baylor, that 109th ranked strength of schedule is a noose. Art Briles' team played a pitiful non-conference schedule. Pretty much destroyed it, but it was pitiful nonetheless. And realize this, if the Bears had been ranked number 1 last night, every other Power 5 school in the country would have been completely justified in immediately canceling all future non-conference games that mattered. So the playoff committee was right to position Baylor outside the top 4, yet keep them close enough to win their way in later. Now to West Virginia, which doesn't hold playoff dreams and is more concerned with merely reaching a bowl game. Same goes for Saturday's opponent, Texas Tech, which leads us to a reader email question. From Terrence in Hurricane. Is the losing coach of Saturday's game going to be fired? Well, Terrence, in terms of job security, I think Dana Holgorsen needs it more than Cliff Kingsbury. After 4 straight losses against the Big 12's top teams, West Virginia gets this game in Morgantown, where it's favored by 8 against a decidedly so-so team. Lose this one, and West Virginia is guaranteed of a losing league record for the 3rd time in 4 years. Lose this one, and Holgorsen drops to 11-21 in Big 12 games. Lose this one, and the season unravels to an extent Holgorsen may not recover from. Not quite as tenuous a situation facing Kingsbury, who gets the alma mater benefit of the doubt here, though that could run out soon if the Raiders don't improve. From last year's staff drama involving a defensive coordinator showing up for work under the influence, to this year's defense actually playing like it's under the influence. Historically bad yardage and point totals are being given up, and that's on Kingsbury. Sure, he's an offensive coach, but ultimately, he's a head coach, responsible for the whole team's success or failure. Tech has 3 shots to get that 6th win, but none of those games are gimmies. If the Raiders miss out on a bowl game for a 2nd straight year, Kingsbury could be in for an uncomfortable offseason. Don't forget that Saturday's game day coverage begins at 9 a.m. That's 3 full hours ahead of the noon kickoff. Metro News will devote 9 hours total to West Virginia versus Texas Tech, the most highly rated game day college show in the state for a 3rd year running. For the Gold and Blue Lunch Report, I'm Allan Taylor. Talk to you soon.